Hello, it's Carrie O'Connor, and today is March 24th. It's Wednesday, March 24th. Hump Day, as they call it on some days. Wednesday being the middle of the week. And I was really pushed. My guides have been on me since Monday to record this message, and it's all about channeling. And we really want to ask ourselves what, as pure channels, that's our natural state of being, each and every single one of us, we're going to become more and more aware of what channel we are consciously or unconsciously we're plugging into. What programs are we plugging into? And we're going to become acutely aware of where we're plugged into the static that creates more discord, or becoming that pure channel within ourselves. And then it allows us to connect with pure information, because what I've been guided to see, and several of my friends are confirming for me, and what the guides show, is that there's a lot of people that are open up to their intuition, which is wonderful. And that's a natural state of being. We're all intuitive, and we're going to be becoming more and more intuitive. We're opening up, and all of this again is wonderful. When I look at the collective crown chakra, it looks like it's opening up and stretching out to a level I've never seen it in all my life. So that's, again, a wonderful thing. But I'm also noticing that there's a lot of people that are opening up their channel, and either be it they're inexperienced or they're very excited, and they're not anchoring in, and they're getting a lot of misinformation. And there's an excitement that comes in when we start trusting our intuition and letting this flow happens. And with it, some people are jumping on and, again, giving these channeled messages. But one thing you really want to do when you're listening to somebody else's message, always back yourself up. And if somebody's saying something, and I don't care who they are, myself, anybody, if somebody's saying something that doesn't resonate with you, your body reacts in some way, you want to kind of settle in, put your hand over your heart, and ask your heart, not your head, ask your heart, your quantum heart, the sacred heart space, where we are totally having a direct connection to our higher self, right? Beyond the matrix. And ask, does this feel right for me? Does this feel light for me? And if it doesn't, then you discard. Take what resonates with you, throw out the rest. Because I just am watching, and what the guides are showing me is that, especially as we get into April, if you follow any of my work, I've been talking about and watching this unfoldment happening, and it's increasing, and this potency of pure potential is coming in for all of us. And this, again, is so, so exciting. We are evolving, and that's a guarantee. We all came in here to be alive and take on human bodies, zip into them as pieces of parts of creation, creator, and getting connected to that creator within ourselves. And so when it comes to channeling, because again, a lot of people are saying, oh my gosh, this so-and-so is channeling, so-and-so is channeling. And channeling is, again, getting yourself aligned, and you're picking up on the intuitive energy. When you start unfolding more and more, you start creating an energetic armor that allows the disinformation to not even enter your energy field. But that is a practice, and it is a posture that you take, and there's a part of us where in the God Codes program, I really talk about that we're the Trinity of mastery, that we all are masters now. That's what we are. We're all parts of creation, creator within and throughout our whole life, the whole universe. But also there's a part of us that goes between the master and practice, the master and process, the master and practice, master and process. But the truth is that we're all, again, masters. We're all aspects of that creation energy. So when you're noticing for yourself, you're dialing into intuitive information, you want to make sure that it's accurate information. And if anybody is coming at you where they're really... if it feels bullying, or if it feels sandpapery, or if it feels like there's a charge behind it, there's a big difference between a charge that comes with soul excitement, and it's an opening energy, and it literally activates you from heart to heart, that pure heart to pure heart information, or a charge that ignites you and it kind of wants to hook you in, and they're doing it with fear, consciously or unconsciously, right? So as we are becoming those, again, pure channels and allowing ourselves to unfold and anchor into this new energy, right? The fifth dimensional energy is becoming more readily available for us to tap into, to embody and embrace, and it literally allows us to navigate through the third world. Third dimension is the matrix, right? So as Jesus said to me when I was a little kid, and he said this forever, part of his biggest message was to be in this world, but not of it. And it literally gives us the directions of being embodied, being grounded, because what happens is a lot of people, when they start opening up the energy, they get too top heavy, and then their channel becomes very staticky because they're not filtering out misinformation. So to be in this world, to embody, to ground, to really activate what I call the original blueprints, the crystalline energy grids that are really opening up right now, that allow us to filter out that static, but not of it, is to be able to see it beyond the duality. And that all comes with rotation. You got to rotate. And when I'm looking at something, whether I'm doing a personal reading, teaching, looking at the collective for a message, and again, individually and collectively, that I want to be able to rotate at least 12 different spots. So I'm looking at all these different angles so I can, you get more information the more you can rotate, right? And it allows you to go beyond the veil into the fifth dimensional energy, and then go beyond that. So you really want to rotate, and that rotation needs lubrication. Lubrication is that pure Sammy, that pure universal energy that runs through us, and it's all around us, and it's increasing our availability to tap into it and embody this energy. And at the same time, it's encouraging us to ground into the bodies. And a lot of times when people get top heavy, and including, I know this personally myself, I was way too top heavy. And there was a part of me that really didn't want to ground into my body. And when I was pregnant in my 30s, it was the first time that I really was kind of forced to be in my physical body. And all my resistance as I got older, I think I was probably like 38. And I went against my own intuition. I was getting a massage, and I was feeling pain, and this guy was putting ice on my back to ice it so I didn't hear and feel and sense my own triggers. And I was determined to break through this holding pattern, force things and not let things unfold in the process of unfoldment. And the next day I was down on my knees and my back herniated, and it took me 8 weeks to literally get back on my knees. And it was just a huge lesson for me to ground into my body, but preferably not in a way that brings you down to your knees, right? And the more we embody our bodies and see them as temples, that center tube that I always talk about, by running your energy, start in the heart chakra, run it up to the top of your head, down to the bottom perineum, and see that tube getting wider and wider, radiating it throughout your whole physical body till it looks like the rays of the sun in your skin, and then go out 1 foot, 2 foot, 3 feet. It consolidates your energy. It gets the static out, so you become your own pure channel in the energy that's going to continue to build up, especially through April. And a lot of my different broadcasts with the show I do with Melissa on Mondays, the Awakening to Access to the Angel Within, Mondays at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 10 o'clock Central. And it's by Zoom or FaceTime. So we talk about the energies that's happening that week, and we give people tools and give you literal tools that you could work with, because everything is in flux every single day. And when my guides come in and really emphasize a message, they don't make us do anything. And part of my guides is my multidimensional self. It's part of myself talking to myself. So, and they were saying, you got to get this message out. And it also led to, excuse me, oh my gosh, I started my intuitive circles, 2002, 2003, and they went on for years. And then last fall, to be honest, I was thinking of stopping them because I was getting into the God Codes program and all different other kind of thing. And I loved them, but my attention was going elsewhere. And then a lot of people have been requesting them. And so I had to sit with myself on Monday and say, is it something that I want to bring back online? And I really was guided. Not only am I bringing them back online, but I'm also opening another group that starts on Monday through the day, right? So we're going to the Intuitive Circles, and that's on Wednesdays, starting, let me get my thing out, April 7th, from 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's when we're starting the Intuitive Circle. All the information on it is on my website, CarrieO'Connor.com. And then I'm starting the other group on the 12th of April. And this one's going to be 2 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. again, Eastern Standard Time. So I am beginning 2 circles. They are limited space because within this group, we're going to, I start off by giving a message with, that I channel through with the group, what they need to hear, and also what the energy influxes we're going to be experiencing, have been experiencing, and what's coming up for us for the next couple weeks. And then we go into each person practices reading. They ask a question and everybody reads them. And where I come in, and part of my job and what I love about this is to help build up your symbolic language. And that we get the messages. It speaks in symbolic language. And it's the old thing, a picture says 1,000 words. So the more we build up our language, our library, your own individual one, then you can quickly, if I see, for example, Dorothy from Wizard of Oz with the red shoes, and depending what the person's looking at, where they are in that story is rich with symbolic language that gives literal, pure channel messages, right? It will give me a lot of information. I could go for hours on that, including doing a healing and clearing. It's amazing how much information we could get when we are that pure channel, and we can rotate and look at things and get it, right? So I just am getting off myself and delivering the message of we're going to see more and more people channeling. Another word for channel is reading, intuitive readings and all this. And again, with one thing you want to remember, and I remember doing, when I went out real publicly in 2000 is when I officially opened my business, right? And I went on a lot of the radio and TV and all that. And they kept on wanting to push that intuition as a gift, and especially the mediumship part. And there's literally a belief system throughout even the New Age that everyone is psychic, but everyone's not a medium, right? I don't really agree with that, because all this information, including the ability to do mediumship, connect to those that have crossed over, is part of the information that's within somebody's energy field. It's a tube that connects you to that person or the animal. And so I can understand that some people might have their tube so they could connect more. They come in either born or it's part of their journey here to connect to it, but I don't really agree that you can't develop mediumship skills. And I actually have a class that I'm going to be putting out there that helps you exercise that mediumship muscle in particular. So we want to embrace the energies that's continuing to come through for the rest of this year into the next years. Guys, we are evolving. That's a guarantee. And we chose to be alive during this time as we're stepping out of the matrix and being able to access that higher energy where we could see, feel, sense, and create heaven on earth now. And these aren't airy-fairy words. They're literally a thing of dialing in, and it becomes our reality. And when you get out of the mix match and the static of the matrix, you literally can create faster and easier because the energy speeds up. And we are, as I said before, this March energy is like manifesting miracles, and we're doing it faster and faster. And even in the sessions, people are, I don't know how many sessions I've done since it's Wednesday, half a week, right? And I'd say 90% of the people that I've done have reached out and contacted me and said, you know what? I felt if the physical healing that happened, I felt open. I felt, oh my gosh, I got this huge clip shift off my shoulder or whatever. I felt like I had a huge relief. I had a huge tears and released things that literally changed the way I view things, and including the way my eye that was having issues is healing itself. And so I'm not tooting my own horn. I'm just saying that this is where we're going, right? And this is a wonderful thing. So we want to celebrate that within ourselves. We want to really ground and anchor this energy and embody and embrace it. And that is pure information, pure Sammy. Sammy's the infinite possibility and potential before we put our thoughts in it. It's like a starry night. So first you see the black energy, and that's pure potential. And then imagine the stars. They represent our dreams and desires, and also our worst fears and nightmares. So the more we're able to anchor the energy within ourselves and give birth and remember that we are creators, and we're writing the script to every single thought, word, and deed. We're creating our physical realities, and we're at this major bridging time. This rainbow bridge is as real can be, and every single color is connected to a vibration, to a tone, to a geometric figure that helps back us up so we could become the pure channels within ourselves. Digest that energy, develop a taste for it. You develop a taste for that higher frequency energy, you can smell, feel, sense toxic energy, misinformation a mile away, so you don't have to go down that rabbit hole, right? And again, as the energy keeps on increasing, especially next week we're going to talk about resurrection, and getting off our symbolic crosses, in that this rebirthing energy is so amazing and heart-opening. And again, people are waking up, and at times it's like being brought down to their knees, not in a way where they get blindsided, but literally at first it's like a symbolic drop to their knees as they're rebuilding how to stand in this energy vibration. That fifth dimension has a very high frequency energy. Stuart Weil used to tell the story about when he connected to this aspect called Shilala, and it was a very, very high frequency energy. And when she dropped into the room, he literally went down to his knees, and he had to kind of crawl to connect to her because the vibration was so high. And so this is real. This is more real than any of the other fake news, and this is way beyond media. This is a lot of misinformation. The third dimension, you got to remember, it is the matrix is exactly doing what it's supposed to be doing. It's programmed to do that. It's programmed to block us, and we could fight against it and have an awareness, and that's wonderful. But we also have to know when to pull out of it and start becoming the pure channels within ourselves. Then we are doing like Jesus and all the masters said. The universal truths are simple. If you hear a lot of gobbledygook, it's a lot of gobbledygook, and people are using a lot of words. And what I always remind people, and the way I always talk, and this is the way my channeling is, it's simple messages. And don't think the simple messages are not coded with a very high frequency energy. You could do this too and more, that's huge. It's an activator that wakes us up, and our own innate wisdom understands this, digests this, takes us in. And this is, again, an awakening that is amazing to experience. And throughout April, the A's, through August, we are turning another corner and anchoring in our fifth dimensional energy in the physical body. It's not about being out of the body, navigating and seeing heaven on earth now, being able to go throughout the matrix, shut down the doors so we don't get pulled into the staticky energy, and let the unfoldment process begin. So any information, you could contact CarrieO'Connor.com. And until next time, may you align with the divine.